We're back out here once again, and today is a video I did not want to make, but when a presentation works this well, you just have to talk about it. What is it? Stick around. You don't want to miss this one. She's got another one. She's got another one. She's got a 4-pounder. Ooh, that is a nice fish. Give it to me. That's your nicest fish. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and this is a video I really did not want to make. Now, being a YouTube angler is different from being your regular bass angler. See, I have to have a diverse array of information that I can give out to you. It's what you expect from me and other YouTube bass anglers. You want to know what lures are working, what colors are working, how those bass are set up, how the different conditions are interacting with the fishery. So I can't just make the same video over and over again. Eventually you tune out and you'd find something else to watch. But what if something's working? What if something works so well that you just can't put it down? Now, if you want to become a diverse angler, if you really want to spread your wings when it comes to a lot of different presentations, well, become a YouTube bass angler. I'm telling you what, it really forces you to branch out. I used to almost exclusively fish jigs and Texas rigs. It's what I was known for. But now I've had to branch out and master so many things. But that doesn't mean that I don't come back to things that work. There's a bait in particular. I've made several videos on it just this year, but it just works, especially now. Everything else I use might catch fish here and there, but this catches fish consistently. And I did not want to make this video, but my wife, the last time we're out on the water, she said, look, you're going to have to bite the bullet because this just works. What is it? Well, you already know. It's the Waco rig. A Waco rig in the fall is just absolutely devastating. Now, before you click away, hear me out, right? I wouldn't be making this video if it wasn't working so well, if I wasn't catching so many fish, if my wife wasn't catching so many fish on it, because she's not a YouTube bass angler. She has the luxury of fishing whatever she wants whenever we're out there, and she always goes back to that Waco rig. Now, before we get too far into this, I want to thank everybody who stopped by my store at diamondbackbaits.myshopify.com. The link's going to be in the description and in the pinned comment below. We've got some great jigs. I want to really thank all of you who have stopped by and purchased your jigs. They're all handmade by me. So every one of these jigs, I've had my grubby little hands all over. If you want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. You can check the links below and you'll find that right now we've got a 25% off your order from now until the 17th. But anyway, we get out to the water and my wife says, obviously, she wants to tie on a Waco rig. That's the first thing she wants to go to. So obviously, that's what I do. And you guys know that in the past few videos, what have I been talking about? Well, I've been talking about my wife. She's catching fish before I'm even tied on with whatever I'm doing that video about that day, right? If I'm doing a video about a jerkbait, if I'm doing a video about topwater or a spy bait or what have you, and all of those are great presentations in the fall, she's already putting fish in the boat. She's already putting fish in the boat before I have a chance to get rigged up good. So the last time we were out on the water, I decided, all right, she's going to fish a Waco rig all day, and I'm going to stay away from it. I'm not going to fish a Waco rig. I'll fish a wacky rig. I'll fish a NACO rig. I'll fish a jerkbait. I fished spy bait. I fished topwater buzz baits, topwater walking baits. I fished everything that I had with me except a Waco rig. And you know what happened? She kicked my butt. I skunked. And it wasn't because I wasn't trying, because nobody likes to get skunked. Getting skunked sucks. We all hate getting skunked. So she's out there, she caught fish after fish after fish, and these weren't dinks, and they were all choking it. And this was on the color that we talked about before. This is the exact worm, right? This is one of the worms she used on her spinner. This is her spinner. This is not mine. This is her setup. And she was using black blue flake, and she was using Junebug, bluebird skies. But it's like we talked about before, how that shade under the water, that hydrilla, that grass, those laydowns, those rock piles, they cast so many shadows that it creates a lot of shade in there. So those darker colors actually work well whenever you're fishing toward the bottom. Now, how did she do it? Well, it wasn't really very hard, but I'm telling you what, once she got rolling, she was really putting a lot of fish in the boat. Okay. She's got another one. She's got another one. She's got a 4-pounder. Ooh, that is a nice fish. Give it to me. That's your nicest fish. Look at you. Mama tearing them up today on the Waco rig. I have fished all kinds of stuff. I have fished everything else. He broke you off. Nope. Nope, I have fished everything else except the Waco rig today. Just saying.
Yeah, he broke it.
I have fished.
Didn't get him in.
He's north of 1.5 pounds. That's a nice fish. That's 4 for you today, honey.
I'm going this side.
All right, look at you. Good job. Great job. All right, awesome. So if I didn't want to really make this video, why did I do it? Well, the wife, she convinced me. She said, look, you've been struggling all day and the Waco rig just works. It catches fish when nothing else will. And those bass are inhaling it. Every fish that she caught, it was in the top of the roof of the mouth all the way down. She didn't kind of sort of hook them. She hooked them good. So the Waco rig has several advantages over other presentations, including weightless Texas rigs and wacky rigs. The reason being is because, well, obviously it's got that wacky rig style fall. We've seen that before. I've shown you that. But it also has the added benefit of working like a soft plastic jerkbait or a regular jerkbait, especially when you use something like a trick worm, right? I have these Zoom trick worms on here, and I like a white one, I like a green one, I like a red one, but that action, how it twirls and darts around, you don't get that from a weightless Texas rig, and you certainly don't get that from a wacky rig. So I also have that fall, right? I've got the fall where it has that wacky rig style flap, but I also have that darting action, that twirling action. And when I work it, giving it slow pops on slack line, it just gets inhaled. Cast it out there, let it sink for a little bit, and then start working it. And I can actually work it pretty quickly. There's a lot of new viewers on this channel who wanted to know more about it, why I talk about it so much. Now, when it comes to rigging this, when it comes to rigging the Waco rig, this is the most important part. That 1/0 light wire EWG hook. This is a Gamakatsu, but you can use whatever brand that you like. But this is the driving force. This is the main part of it. Take this, take something like a Yum Dinger here. This is just a watermelon red flake. You can use a trick worm. You can use a stick bait. Those are the ones that I like. A longer paddle tail worm. Now, something like a curly tail worm, like a culprit worm, doesn't work so well. So I try to use something like this or a trick worm. But you just Texas rig it like you normally would. Pop it through, twirl it up, get it on there, right? And then make sure you get it straight, especially for a Waco rig. That's the main part. You've got to make sure that you get that Texas rig lined up as straight as you possibly can. That's what you want. You want that thing to be straight. Now, you've got to have the nail weight, a tungsten nail weight. You can use lead, but you really want to use tungsten because of how much smaller it is, how much more compact it is. This is a 1/16 ounce. And I'm just going to go right here, right where that hook is, right where that barb is. I'm going to fold that worm in half, and I'm going to stick this right in there and get it in there again as straight as I can. That's all I'm doing, pushing it all the way in, all the way down to make sure it's all the way covered up, and we want to make sure that it's as straight as we can get it. That's part of the whole key. So if you can get it straight and you can keep it straight, it's going to work much more straight in the water. And that's the entire deal. That's all you have to do. Now, I've tried other ways of doing it, and they just don't work as well. I've tried using belly weighted hooks. Problem is you cannot find a light wire 1/0 belly weighted hook. I've tried clipping a split shot on that hook. Doesn't work nearly as well. So to get the action, the best action, I'm using that tungsten nail weight. And again, it just catches fish. I've caught more fish than with a wacky rig or with a NACO rig or with any other finesse style presentation. So if you're struggling to catch bass, I'm telling you, this Waco rig, this setup, it outfishes a wacky rig. I mean, I'm going to go there. I'm going to say that. I'm going to go out on that limb. But a Waco rig outfishes a wacky rig. Put me to the test. Put me to the test. Try it for yourself. Rig it up and try it for yourself. And I'm telling you, you are going to be extremely surprised with the amount of success you can have rigging it up. So there you have it. The presentation I just keep coming back to no matter how hard I try to go on to something else. It just works. And as long as it works, I'm going to keep fishing it. And as long as you guys keep asking me about it, well, I'm going to keep making videos about it. I'm telling you, this thing works. It catches fish. Give it a try. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.